Hi, it's G from Native Speakers Academy, and welcome to another special presentation on the subject of education. Today's special presentation has the title A Year with John Taylor Gatto, and you should be able to see on the screen in front of you a page. The page comes from this book which I have in my office, A Different Kind of Teacher by John Taylor Gatto. And what I did was take some pictures of the pages so that we can work through this short article. Is it an article? It's actually a letter. We can work through this short letter together. So let's, if you are sitting comfortably, begin. A Year with John Taylor Gatto. The following letter was originally written for publication in the Children's Express Quarterly. It was written by a 13-year-old student, Jamal M. Watson. Mr. Gatto is always saying to us that the idea of some stranger teaching you anything is just a scam. The only person who ever teaches you anything is yourself. Each of us has a one-of-a-kind identity, just as we all have one-of-a-kind fingerprints. And what education means is to develop that unique personality so that we each know who we are. Self-discovery is at the bottom of being somebody real. Most kids imitate what they see on TV and do what the teacher tells them to do. But you can't become real that way. To discover yourself and find your path through life, you need to have lots of first-hand experiences, mostly on your own in tough situations. It doesn't do much good to get these experiences second-hand from books. The way Mr. Gatto likes the lab school to work is that every kid gets 6 different kinds of experience. First, and most important, is independent study. A day out of the school building alone or with a friend. Going anywhere we want to go and studying anything we want to study. The best kind of independent study is when you have one big idea. For instance, you want to find all the ways that the ancient Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians still influence New York City, and you can break the idea into parts. Architecture, law, clothing, etc. And you hunt for answers for a whole year. That way, each day builds towards something big that's all your own. A lot of kids can't do that, so they might have 5 or 10 projects in a year, and that's okay too. Whatever works for you is right, and only you can know what that is. Mr. Gatto doesn't offer any help unless you ask him for it. The second kind of experience is apprenticeships. I'm apprenticed to an editor at the West Side Spirit newspaper. Nubia is apprenticed to State Senator Patterson. Tuwan is a guide at the Transit Museum. What you learn in an apprenticeship is how someone thinks when they are doing their work, how they make decisions, what they look out for. The third kind of experience is community service. We spend 1 full day a week helping others, not being a parasite, for a change. Some of our kids serve at a homeless shelter. One entertains at old people's homes. Things like that. Notice there's only 2 days left of the school week. Some days we're teamed up with our own parents or somebody else's to do family teamwork curriculum. Maybe I'd spend the day on my father's job, or plant flower pots with my mother, or paint a room with my uncle, or read to my grandmother. The idea is to recognize that your family is the most important thing you'll ever be part of. The last kind of experience is classwork. Mr. Gatto hates the idea that we are numbered, graded, and locked up with people our same age, and he hates the idea we have to move like laboratory rats when a bell rings. But because we have to be there, what he does with the classroom time is to give us practice exercises in thinking. We analyze everything and anything, and we even practice dialectics, which is thinking where you just automatically assume that anything an authority tells you is dead wrong. Then you work to find out whether it is dead wrong or really right. You should know that any time Mr. Gatto or one of us sees an opportunity on any given day to do something more important than what was planned, we have a right to make substitutions. You should also know that the school doesn't make things easy for us. Mr. Gatto directs an alternative program called The Lab with a regular public junior high school. Everybody badmouths us behind our backs. Our room is battered and beaten because so many other classes use it who don't respect our property. We never use textbooks, but instead Xerox all our reading materials. But the school has forbidden us to use the photocopy machine. And we need to travel all around the city on a minute's notice. But the school says we can't go unless we give 2 weeks advance notice. Do we cheat and sneak out anyway? I'll let you guess. In my own year and a half in the lab, I've won 2 citywide essay contests, been on TV 4 or 5 times, gotten a long-term apprenticeship with Annie Nocent, the Marvel comic book creator of Daredevil, visited 22 engineering sites in New York and New Jersey, and have gotten a part in a movie about schools, even though I'm only 13. And I was accepted to a famous art high school for the fall. Mr. Gatto helped me see that I really am my own best teacher. Thank you for listening, and I hope that has given you something to think about. Remember, this information comes from the John Taylor Gatto book, A Different Kind of Teacher. Thank you very much, Mr. Gatto, for putting this information together. You will find a lot of interesting, alternative, and enlightening essays in this book, so I really recommend it to you. Also, I have recently heard that Mr. Gatto is not very well. Wherever he is, I wish him all the best. My name is G, and I'm the director from Native Speakers Academy, an alternative language school based in Slovakia. If you'd like more information about what we do, it's www.nsa-slovakia.com. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I will post another video soon, I hope. Take care wherever you are.